Can I be heard? Am I live? Is this the actual Sir Wagglepuss III? Or is it merely all a clever ruse? Hello Lancer and hello Fluffy Bunny. Hello and good evening. How are we all today? Hey there Z-Dog. So, I am here to play a bit of Battlestar Galactica Deadlock multiplayer. I'm going to be playing some community matches with whoever wants to drop in and throw a few punches at me. I'll be taking anyone that wants to have a go for any match size, any duration, any fleet layout. Yeah, it's me again, Hawkins. So, let's get myself parked in the lobby, and I do believe I promised Z-Dog at the end of the last stream that I did on the Slytherin channel that I'd give him a match first off. So if you're around Z-Dog, with your fighting words, you want to throw a room up, whatever settings that you please. Hello Munin, and hello Nicholas Luciente. Oh, someone wants to do a co-op. And there is Z-Dog. 8k, 120 seconds. Straight in with a choke timer, I see. Very well, very well. Oh, just one quick look at Discord. We're all good. Probably put the streaming mode on. And we are good to go. Now the question is Z-Dog going to take that match against Tiberius? Joker, you are welcome to have a go at me after Z-Dog, sure thing. What am I bringing today on this silly big list of fleets that I have? I like the look of this one. Ginger's around, he should be familiar with this one. Yeah, this one's a beautiful mess, let's go for this one. If anyone has any questions about the game, like any of the ships, any of the mechanics, how things roll, I'm more than happy to answer questions about it as I play, as I find the time between the turns.
Distribution complete.
Just playing a Cylon fleet the first turn or two is always a quick mad dash for setup, but after that, it kind of smooths out. You've got a fair bit of time on your hands after that.
Distribution complete. By your command, launching raiders.
It's a very condensed fleet. Afternoon Grey Knight and Redster.
Confirmed. Calculating.
Fact.
Systems have been updated.
Let's go straight in with a cheeky tack jump.
Confirmed.
Yeah, let's make them spin. It is very important that if you use base stars, that you make them spin gracefully.
Calculating.
If you don't, then in my humble opinion, you're just not using base stars correctly. I think that's everything. That'll do. I'll find out if I forgot anything. Hey there, Jaculus. One Artemis nuclear equipped. Viper Mark IIs for days, as is standard. Comeback War Driver, that is not a fight that you can take on.
Systems have been updated. Launch sequence activated. Launch sequence activated.
That's right, Ginger, spin to win. Guard a few seconds, let's make sure that I put this correctly. Will do. And I think we're good to go. I say with a big question mark. Sure. Holding off on the base star salvos, because if they fire guided salvos, they're just going to be intercepted from flak, but the torpedo salvos, they may sneak through. And go. He's not really making a vertical change, so that's some rather unnecessary damage he's about to take. Oh lord. His navigation's about to get it.
Calculating.
Yeah, that is a lot of torpedoes he's about to take. He could potentially flick flak left side and prevent both torpedoes from there onwards and the guided missiles from doing much. However, the torpedoes that are coming from the right hand side, even if he makes a sharp drop, at least half of those are going to nail him in the backside. Though they all would have completely missed had he made a vertical movement. I don't need fire control now, so let's get some resupply in order.
Systems have been updated.
When you power the armory subsystem of an Argos, you activate a munition supply factory on board that will give you back lost munitions that have been fired throughout the battle. Which means that you generally want to keep your armory powered up as much as you can for as long as the game goes on. So, quick moves here. He's going straight for that war driver, so I'm going to give it a cheeky recall. And go. Yep, there's the flak. Went over. Oh no.
Hostile
Oh, that's a
unit
lot of
identified.
damage.
Squadron is offline.
Oof! So much for the nuke. That just went up right in his own flak. It's unfortunate. There's one nuke I don't have to worry about. And the war driver made it in.
Confirmed. By your command. By your command.
Now you may be asking yourself, Waggle, why aren't you spinning the base stars again? Well, they've already spun around, so if I give them a normal move order forwards, they will spin back in the opposite direction back to the normal heading. A little bit of information that you probably didn't need. And I should probably be diligent and assign some gun targets. Because every little bit helps.
Confirmed. Confirmed.
Yeah, there's literally no point in launching missiles from these base stars until I've got a way to have them bypass that flak. Alright, catch your own, Hawkins. Thanks for dropping in.
Squadron offline.
And forward guns are having a go at me. There's the nuke. If I can redirect that, that will be absolutely hilarious. And even if I don't, it's an Argos, so it will tank that right in the face. Right, at this point I'm not too bothered about Tech Bay for the Dradis range, so
By your command.
give me a bit of that.
Confirmed.
Just gonna keep up the two-pronged torpedo salvo. I think I want to keep your Tech Bay on because you're actively advancing to the side and you should... Yep, you'll get Dradis lock on the... I'm assuming last Battlestar.
By your command.
Now is the time to spin.
Calculating.
How are we doing, guys? About as well as regular raiders do, I guess. You know what? Maybe I don't want to raise up so much. And you guys can pretend to help out because you're on the level and you don't really have any kind of angle. And go.
Argos hull compromised.
See, I heard it, but it didn't
Squadron
actually
is
send it.
offline.
But the war driver actually shot it down anyway, so that's fine. Oof. A few more cheeky hits. Depending on how he makes that turn and the verticality, he might dodge those. Well, this Argos needs to get out of dodge because those Battlestar artillery are going to start hurting very soon, so... Drop the weapons, give me the tech
Systems
bay,
have
and
been
we are
updated.
going to skedaddle. Late. And I've now got Dratus Lock and everything, so I officially no longer need Tech Bait. Oh, nope. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Confirmed.
You know what? Let's try it anyway.
Launch sequence activated.
Raiders, how goes the engagement? Well, you're not all dead, so I'll call that a win. One more nuke ready to drop on me, but that's not too big of an issue. You'll get there eventually, Raiders. Eventually. Right, you're good for the moment. That'll do. I went to click enter and accidentally selected the silhouette of my Argos, which is a little embarrassing, but never mind. Ooh, is that a...
Squadron is offline.
A Star Gun should be able to finish that. Or the ridiculous amount of munitions that I just dropped on him will be able to do that. Either, I guess. Let's just turn that off. No need to advertise it.
Confirmed.
Five Viper squadrons left and they're all in a... well, at least 3 of them are in a solid state. Eesh. Poor prototype raiders, they just don't have the best day of it, do they? Now would probably be a good time to not advance. That'll do. Apologies. Cerberus, how are we looking? Teased for gun range.
By your command. By your command.
Oh, just continue helping out against the squadrons then, I suppose. Same for you guys, with the exception of you, just in case somehow all of that lot doesn't confirm the kill on the Battlestar. And... go. Scratch one Artemis. Oof, you went straight in the way of those missiles. And you are going for a close-range nuke deployment against one of the Battlestars, or the Cerberus by the looks of it. And I will officially be having none of that. So,
Launch
if you
sequence
don't
activated.
mind, lock torpedoes on target.
Confirmed.
Have we took any fire? Okay, we're starting to take a few of the heavy guns from the nose of the Artemis, but otherwise we're not looking too terrible just yet. As tanky as the base stars are, they will get pulled to pieces by Battlestars that close into range, and they do have the speed to get into range, so if he charges down these base stars, they will get torn to ribbons. conversely, if they try to charge me down, they'll be leaving themselves without flak protection,
Confirmed.
so gotta find the right moment to do it. So, how's it going, guys? Still getting wrecked? Still getting wrecked. Good job, guys. Good job. That'll do. Hello, Paul Winter. Nice of you to drop by. Beep beep. There's a couple of Defiant missiles.
Projectiles bearing constant.
Did I forget to power the FCS on you? Why is the tech bay right? I did an FTL jump and I forgot to change it back. That was silly. I've not done that for a while. Yeah, a little note for anyone that does use the Argos. Watch your power settings. Be very mindful of how you set them up, because you will have to do a lot of bouncing between systems. Going between your fire control, between your tech bay, when you need to do jumps, if you need to power your hangar, powering your armory. It can be very easy, as demonstrated, to forget to power critical systems when they're required. So it's probably prudent to always check the systems every turn, wherever possible.
Calculating.
Now is the time to drop
Confirmed.
a silly amount of missiles, I believe, on the targets that are facing away from me.
By your command.
Target. I wonder, can 3 base stars outgun an Artemis? Find out this time on Sir Wagglepuss Plays Deadlock.
Confirmed. Confirmed.
Actually want to start turning you around because you actually have left armor. Yeah, that'll do. We're good.
Argos hull compromised.
Oof, that's some angry blapping. There's the nuke. Do I want to intercept it? That's the grand old question. What's the Vipers like? In pieces. Okay, it would officially be rude not to. Go, my majestic base stars. Ooh, bottom armor's getting pulled to pieces. That'll be the BSRT in range. You'll also note that I'm actively not repairing the hangar system after it's taken some damage. When you make repairs as Cylons, it has the potential to interfere with the system settings of other subsystems. And I've only got 18 power dropped into the hangar bay as it stands, so a bit of damage is inconsequential to me. I mean, if something happened like the fire control took damage, I'd react to that and I'd do something about it, but if it's a bit of damage on a non-essential system, there's not much point for me to repair it, because it may just end up pulling power off other systems to compensate for the repair. I've not got anything else to throw out. Yep. Bit of a cooldown turn. See if I get that nuke, shall we? Hey! Rip nuke.
Squadron
And you should go
offline.
straight back to shooting at the Vipers if you've got any kind of common sense. Am I at the top of the map again? I very well could be. It would appear I am.
By your command.
In fact, I don't even want to power the hangar anymore, because all I've got is that War Driver Squadron. Therefore, I would like to go zippity zoop in that direction.
Confirmed.
Deadlock, please.
Confirmed. Calculating.
I'll come back to you in a moment. I've got the rest of my fleet to sort out.
By your command.
Right, it's because of how close to the map edge I'm getting. Okay. So, let's try something a little different. Oh! I see what's happening. Okay. Yeah, that'd be very bad if I did that. Don't do that. Don't do that, just give me full engineering. Last second change.
By your command.
And that's still gonna hit it anyway. Yep, that's gonna smart.
Argos hull compromised.
There goes a whole load of hull that I didn't need to lose.
Battlestar hull compromised.
Yeah, I clocked onto what was happening there way too late. So, basically that small rock was going to go into the spoke of the Argos, and I didn't quite see it until it was too late.
By your command.
And it was showing up as red on each of the FTL jumps because the Argos would have to physically turn the ship, which would flick the spoke into the rock behind it. I spent all that time trying to figure it out. Have you not died yet? Oh, I'm persistent Battlestar. Let me help you with that.
By your command. Launch sequence activated.
Is this necessary?
Launch sequence activated.
Probably not. But I do kind of want to.
Confirmed. Calculating.
So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to slowly set them into a position so they can curl around to engage the other two Battlestars once I'm finished here.
Calculating.
Got to be thinking about the next engagement.
Confirmed.
In fact, I have war drivers. I can just hack.
Confirmed.
Now, if you would
Argos
like to
hull
finally get
compromised.
destroyed, please.
Base star hull
Thanks.
compromised.
Yeah, that was definitely excessive. Yep, and the Argos went bang because of my mistake. That's unfortunate.
Calculating. By your command. Calculating.
So what I want to do is drop your navigation, so when your torpedoes off cooldown, you're not dodging them. And what I really want is all of the base stars to focus on that last squadron, and it is just one left, yep. Because without that Viper squadron in the air,
Confirmed.
He'll have no way to do anything about my war driver, and at that point, the Argos alone with its torpedoes, so long as the navigation stays dealt with, the Argos alone would be able to take on these two Artemis. That should do, I think. Ooh, looks like those heavy guns tore those poor Vipers to bits. Now is the time for the war drivers to strike. Now, ideally, you want your war drivers to be underneath the Artemis, even though the Battlestar artillery are not going to hit your war drivers worth a damn. When there's 8 of them firing, inevitably one of them's going to hit eventually, whereas if you go underneath, you've just got 2 heavy guns popping away at you. So you're basically rolling less dice. Have I opened up the angles yet? Not as much as I'd like to. You need to get a move on as much as a base star gets a move on.
Confirmed.
Gonna be a while before the Cerberus can really help out with the guns. And I'm gonna wait until I've got that navigation down to fire with the torpedoes. I'll keep the hangar. Why not? A little bit of evasion against those guns. And here comes the arty. Nice flak. Yeah, so this turn, this base star's probably going to get dropped to about half of its health.
By your command.
Air Reaver.
Confirmed.
Oof. Looks like them point defense guns started doing some work. You could get underneath it, that'd be great. Navigation is gone, and armory is being chewed up. So,
By your command.
let's get a few on target, shall we?
Systems have been updated.
What are you doing? So it's flying directly into flak. Rather you didn't do that. I mean, all he's got left is armor piercers, so I don't exactly need to run AMD. Oh, right, hero thing. Charge! Go!
Base star hull compromised.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that BSRT hurts. I take that back. That was nearly the entirety of its hull in a single turn. So, even though he's got his navigation online, he's only got it to 6 points of strength, so I seriously doubt he's going to be able to do anything about these torpedoes, and his armor is offline, so he can't even deploy flak, so you can't even push the button to turn it on. So for the next turn, even if he repairs the subsystem, no flak arena. But what I want to do is keep that navigation offline, so even when he goes to repair it, it'll be actively taking damage. Are we there yet? We are not there yet. Off we go. Meanwhile at the Argos. More base star.
By your command. By your command.
Do I have... Ooh, right, you're at 95. Maybe I shouldn't be advancing with you. Either of
Confirmed.
you, really. That Artemis is going to do terrible things to you. I mean, you both more or less got an angle. There's a vain attempt at self-preservation. That'll do.
Base star hull
So
compromised.
yeah, all he could do was turn in place. Ah, so he opted to go for the armory. Smart, that'd give him the longest chance at self-preservation, but that's really all he's getting at this point. Just staving off the inevitable. Flip back over to the armory. I mean, really I should take out his engineering so he can't repair it anymore because I'm in it for the long haul, but as long as I get that armory down quick enough. So long as I get the armory down quick enough, the incoming missile should finish it off. However, the Cerberus is having a field day over here, chopping up the left armor of this Artemis, without taking too much return fire itself.
Confirmed.
And the base stars are generally being base stars over here. Let's get some spin on them, shall we? Very good. We'll have another salvo in one
By
turn.
your command.
Is it just me, or is Waggle a bit of a sadist? No comment. We need Sproge to cleanse this evil. He tried. He had a very good go. And go. A little bit of flak. That got through. Straight into the left armor, of course. And here we see the ungodly accuracy of the Cerberus. Are you in hacking range yet? Are we there yet? We are not there yet. I could probably get you above target and make a strafe, and start dealing damage to the exposed area. And his armor is back to 1, torpedoes are ready, his navigation's offline, and it's in the middle of being crunched, so yeah, that's
Launch sequence
a
activated.
hard negative on his flak. Hold your missiles.
Calculating.
And your hats. Assuming this goes how I think it's going to go, the hacking on the armory should disable it and the flak should simply turn off, and with his no navigation you won't be able to make any kind of turn or manoeuvre, and these 2 torpedo salvos should crack right through the armour and finish it off. I like that one defiant armor piercer. Right, are we there yet? We are there. Oh, he's boosting. His tech bay is officially in the gutter. Alright, it's probably going to take a couple to take the ship out in its entirety. There, English is hard. So I'll take the opportunity to cut down his tech bay right away whilst it's on low power settings. Run away, Battlestar. Run away. You're in a fair position to fire your missiles now. Go on. In fact, the pair of you are.
By your command.
See, if you're really lucky, you'll get the angle just right, you'll hit the top armour, crack it with the armour piercers and the follow-ups, and you'll do some damage to the fire control underneath and severely impair his range and accuracy. People keep on accusing me of being a Cylon. I don't understand why it keeps happening.
Target acquired.
Torpedoes are well on course, armory is still in the gutter, and we're slowly but surely working on disposing of the other Artemis. And go. Yeah, he's caught them alright. Rip.
Projectiles bearing constant.
Oh, he got his flak off in time. And judging by that, yeah, he's repowered everything. I'll keep going through. Get the other one to help out. So this is 3 Cylon heavy guns against 2 Colonial heavy guns here. What subsystems on the top of the Cerberus again? Let's have a quick look. For those curious, if you want to actually see where subsystems are in-game, you can right-click a ship, go into the repair menu, and if you click on it, for example, we can see that my fire control is on the top of the Cerberus. So once he cracks through my top armor with his heavy guns, he'll start doing direct damage to my fire control, which is less than good. But we can help mitigate that by fully pairing the engineering, which I probably should have done a turn or two ago. And considering your lack of any
Systems have been
squadrons,
updated.
let's just do that now.
Systems have been updated.
And now, we're just waiting to hack through, make the ship essentially useless for systems, and then we snipe it to death with torps and ridiculously accurate Cerberus guns. Pop. Yeah. Now that I've actually powered the engineering and the natural inaccuracy of colonial heavy guns at anything but point blank, he's basically not going to be able to touch this Cerberus.
By your command.
Are you in range? You are not in range. You are not helpful. Please move in to be helpful. And I will kite with base stars as well as anyone can kite with base stars. Tech bays down, hangars down. I require the navigation to go down, if you please. Well, that'd be grand. Gonna hold off on the torpedoes until I've got the subsystems down on it properly. Although it may have been pulled apart by heavy guns by the time that happens. Yeah. Oof, that is not a happy place to be, being sandwiched by base stars and a Cerberus. Might as well.
Confirmed.
May also be wondering, Waggle, you've more or less finished the match, why are you doing all of the manoeuvres? Good practice.
Calculating.
Always good practice.
Confirmed.
Alright, no need to go to extremes. You've just been wandering over there? There you go, pretend to help.
Base star
Hop, 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 hop. There we go. First match of the day. Cheers for the match, Sea-Dog. On the assumption that you can hear me now. I am gonna run the replay through, let you guys watch that. Joker, if you want to put together your fleet, just so you're ready. I'm gonna run the replay, and I'm gonna take a very quick bathroom break, so I should be back before the replay even finishes. I will BRB. Hello, 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 I am back. Quick message in Discord there. Can I be heard? Am I actually back? Is Wagglepuss III here with you? Another 8K 122nd. People love their 122nd timers, don't they? Right, just before I join, see if I missed much with chat. Just before I join. Alright, we good? Righty. What do I want to bring this match? You know what? Let's bring the tournament fleet. Let's bring the tournament fleet. Why not? For those that aren't familiar with this fleet, I'll tell them about it once the FTL jump finishes, because it is very loud. Is that another Battlestar heavy core?
Systems have been
I
updated.
think Joker might recognise this fleet. So just bear with me whilst I do the usual system shenanigans.
Systems have been updated. Distribution complete.
Right, all systems done with 60 seconds to spare. Very good.
Confirmed.
Let us deploy
Launching
the Horde.
raiders.
Did I say hello to you, Vanguard? I think I did.
Confirmed.
But just in case, how you doing, Vanguard? How's it rolling?
By your command.
Which way do I want to take this?
Calculating. Confirmed.
And go. Beep-a-beep-a-beep. There's a torpedo launch. That's 2 torpedoes per ship. How many torpedoes is that per salvo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11. There's some very confusing salvos. 9, 11. Minervas? I'm feeling Minervas. Either way, I'll find out in a second. And they are all aimed at... well, nothing, because I've already dodged them, but... There we go.
Calculating.
Just to clarify what I was doing there, Reefer.
Calculating.
Colonial salvos, torpedo salvos, are a base of 10 torpedoes, whereas Cylon torpedo salvos are a base of 14. So you can tell what faction a person's playing by the amount of torpedoes being fired in a salvo, and looking at them being between 9 and 11 torpedoes, it's a high probability that those are colonial torpedoes. And that's a very uneven... Is that... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I'm thinking 4 Minervas, but why is he only dived that... I'm sure my questions will be answered very shortly. And there's the squadron deployment.
Hostile unit identified.
Base stars? Did he just not fully power his fire control then? No, I guess not. That's incredible. New cargoes. Oh, that's fun. Pair of heavy raiders. So he's got raiders for days, but he's got no war drivers. Therefore, he can play catch.
Launch sequence activated. Confirmed.
So, all I've got to do is pretty much snipe him to death and keep my distance.
By your command.
And he shouldn't have Draydus lock, even if he's fully powered his Argos. Not at that range. And even if he does, if he fires a nuke to Nemesis, that's actually good for me. I'm perfectly okay with that. So all of the torpedoes are on the base. It's literally nothing but torpedoes and a single guided. Yeah, so long as I keep vertical movement constantly, I am perfectly safe.
Calculating. By your command. Projectiles bearing constant.
Yeah, allow me to send some of mine in return. I do appreciate that he's spinning them. I can respect that. But was that a deliberate spin? That might be a running away. So he appears to be sending some of the raiders. Ooh! I didn't ID all of the squadrons. That's unfortunate. I should correct that immediately. There we go. So as soon as the turn starts, I'll have them all ID'd. Do I need to be running this high? Ew. No, I do not.
Confirmed.
So due to the fact that he's running base stars, I don't need to dive and dive and dive and dive for days. All I need to do is make sure that I'm below the target, so I've got my optimal angle, and make sure that I keep making the vertical movements, so I dodge the torpedoes that come in.
By your command.
And at this kind of range, even the Argos will dodge them. Where we at, squadrons? Need you to stay around the gun range of the Revenants. War driver, where you at? There you at. You'll probably be quite important, considering that there may be nukes in the air. And go! Beep beep. Someone forgot to power their FCS. Look at all those raiders going for the interception. Right, so I've got a visual on all of these raiders, which means that these 3 unidentified contacts, 2 of these are the heavy raiders. As long as I keep an eye on them, I'll be good. Ah, what the hell, let's go ID him. Why not? Let's go have a look. I just cannot help myself. Do I want to shoot those down out of principle? No. Because if I go to intercept those 2 missiles that are coming in from my nemesis, even as much as I might want to, what'll happen is they'll go out, they'll fly out, and they will then be out of the gun coverage range of my revenants, and he does have superiority in raiders, in both quantity and quality. So I don't want to burn up all of my raiders. So long as I can get the revenants in and opening up on these base stars, I should be fine, but I wouldn't want to throw the game by doing something very silly like getting all of my raiders destroyed. Right, usual height management.
Confirmed. By your command.
And we're good. There's a torpedo launch. You know, the raiders are doing an okay job of shooting down those munitions. Right, that'll be the torpedo launch at my Argos. And he's staggering his launch. Is he perhaps trying to bait out my FTL jump? Is that a thing that he's currently doing?
Launch sequence activated.
A little tip for deploying a large quantity of munitions. If you click a target after you've already clicked it once, and you're in this interface, it'll give the command to launch a missile so you can just double click a target.
Activated.
And if you use hotkeys for your missiles, you can get a lot of missiles distributed onto a target pretty quickly, and without having to go through the clicking everything routine.
Confirmed. Calculating.
I mean, another climb should be good. Should. Have I ID'd those yet? Why have I not done that yet? Why must you fail me in this fashion? Go ID those shinies for me, please. Okay, I can go up again.
By your command. Confirmed.
So the primary issue with this fleet that I'm currently going up against is those nukes. They're quite literally the biggest deterrent that he's got on him. They will pretty much one-shot any of my revenants should they connect with the target, so I need to find a way to mitigate or remove the nukes from play. As soon as they are gone, his entire fleet is vulnerable to the revenants. Pop pop.
Projectiles bearing constant.
Dodged the first salvo pretty nicely. It's concerningly close on the tail spoke. I mean, if you keep on climbing, maybe give it a little bit of a turn, you should be fine.
Confirmed.
So, he did intercept a good chunk of the armor piercers there, but raiders are not very efficient at missile interception. They'll fly in, take a big chunk of them out when there's a big group, and then the missiles will fly past them, they'll have to turn around, and raiders are very slow on the turn. So long as I keep at arm's length, I can just pull apart that Argos piece by piece by piece, and so long as I play that patient game, and I tear apart that Argos and get it destroyed, as soon as it's gone, the Revenants can just turn straight in, use the cover of my raiders to keep them tied. See, even Joker understands what's happening here. All I gotta do is tie up his raider blob, prioritise sniping out those heavy raiders so that they don't give me any jip, and then the Revenants can just tear apart the base stars systematically. Let's go up again this time.
Confirmed.
And I've now positively ID'd all hostile
By your
targets.
command.
Don't need that. And go. Hello, Legion. Oh, it hit the tail. That's not good. Beep 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 beep. You have just started watching a Cylon at arm's length fight. Oh. Where are you going to intercept? Are you going to intercept the back one of this? Or are you actually going after the Nemesis? An interesting play either way. No nuclear launch. Run away! Where are those heavy raiders? There's one there, and easy enough, just cycle through. There's one, and there's the other. So let's just pre-aim our guns on the lead raider squadron. Still no follow-up torpedo launch. I think he knows that I'm just going to dodge him at this range. But not going to lax, going to keep up the manoeuvres. So all it'll take is one turn of not doing the correct manoeuvres.
Confirmed.
And then you eat a
By
salvo
your
of
command.
torpedoes and it's bad news bears. Hey, Evil 6, it is a Cylon vs Cylon fleet engagement, yes. What do you mean by mixed fleet? As in there are mixed ships in each fleet? Then yeah. But I mean, these are exclusively Cylon fleets. Like, they're comprised only of Cylon ships. Where you at, War Driver? There you are. Come say hi. And go. Beep-a-da beep-a-da beep. And there's a torpedo launch, and there's the dodge. Something just exploded. Oh! Oh, I see. Satellite exploded. Or did he have another ship buried in with it? I'm not
By your
concerned about the
command.
heavy raiders, Reefer. He's only got the two of them, and they are, for the most part, being held back.
Confirmed.
Like, even say like he took out all of my raiders and I took out most of his, I could just bait out those heavy raiders with my revenants, and the three of them could gun down a pair of heavy raiders pretty easily. I need one more turn of you coming into range before I commit to that. I need you to be within gun range, and I'll expedite that. I believe that's the correct word. By having my nemesis come into gun range of the revenants as well. I'm sorry everyone, I can't beat this toaster. Always gotta go with the offensive names.
By your command.
Everyone's gotta call me a toaster. If he gets one of my Argos, it won't be a problem.
Calculating.
Whoop.
Projectiles bearing constant.
What? Oh, oh, I see what happened. I think he ran his base stars a little bit too close together. And caused a little bit of a chain reaction in how close his fleet was. That kind of simplifies the match, I suppose. Though I really, really should have dodged those torpedoes. It was very clumsy of me. Just working my systems. I tried spinning. Did it? Now is the time for tack jumps.
By your command.
Oh, his raiders all pulled back.
Confirmed.
He tried spinning and spun right into his other ships. Evil 6? I'd recommend giving the campaign another spin. Especially with the Broken Alliance content. It's quite a bit more fleshed out than it used to be. And I do rather enjoy doing the occasional playthrough. I think I've done the campaign about 4 times in total now, 3 of them on Admiral. With the descriptions and talking and the such, I got a little bit carried away with what I was doing. So, yeah, that's unnecessary damage to the fire control. On the right side, I've got a turn to fix that. And always remember to sort out your system strength every turn when you're using Argos. When you're using any Cylon ships really, but especially with Argos, it's so easy to forget to power certain systems. Hey, it's got the heavy raiders in there. Well, you know what?
Target acquired.
I believe it is now time. If I surrender, will you spare me? Your inquiry was not recognized. Ginger, I'm not sure if I've got someone lined up next. Do I have someone lined up next?
Confirmed. Confirmed.
Because if I don't have someone lined up next, then sure. Not War Driver? Now that the nukes have dealt with themselves, you can go have a wander. Or in fact, you can actually go help out. Be bait. No one can resist a good war driver. Is that the nuke? Is that actually the nuke? Please tell me I got that in time. How did I not see that?
Nuclear projectile bearing constant.
Thanks for letting me know. No, the war driver did not go for it. I believe the Nemesis may be in a spot of bother. Just a little bit. Just throwing that out there. How did I not notice that?
Confirmed.
Right, have you got your fire control back? Yes, you have. I do love Cylon repairs. They are so good, so efficient.
Systems have been updated. By your command. Confirmed. Confirmed.
Now is the time to deploy all of the missiles.
Launch sequence activated.
Right, let's just double check that he didn't, like, drop off a cheeky second nuke. I don't think he did. Does he have missiles in the tube? No. Alright, let's continue to firing positions, shall we?
Confirmed.
Reefer, I did get a little bit carried away. I'll admit it. I did. RIP!
Cylon unit has been terminated.
He got some missiles off. No boarding. Just say no to heavy raiders.
By your command.
Still another turn until there's
Confirmed.
torpedoes ready, so I'm really good whatever angle I'm at. So, here's the thing. In this situation that he's in, he's tied up in a fighter brawl with my raiders, which are more than likely going to get torn to ribbons, which is fine, but if he wants to intercept this massive missiles coming to his base stars, he will have to pull off from the fight, and my raiders and revenants will have free shots against his squadrons. So whatever move he makes, engaging the squadrons or trying to intercept the missiles, he's either going to get slammed by missiles by letting them fly past, taking on the squadrons, or he's going to lose a lot of squadron power by trying to intercept the missiles.
Calculating.
That should be good. Pop, and pop, there goes the heavy raiders. Who's chasing who here? What's happening? Just checking. No heavy raiders. Good.
Confirmed.
So,
Target
interestingly
acquired.
enough, he's not actually... Ooh, I see. He's going for the Revenants. probably the best thing that he could do, actually, is going for the Revenants. Torpedoes will be in the air, so let's get that vertical movement going. For you guys as well. That should do it. Joker just said have mercy in binary. Reefer, what's mercy? Is that a kind of food? Can I eat that? And go. Here comes the Torps, going for the Revenant, which will do a nimble dodge.
Revenant hull compromised.
There's a lot of squadron firepower. It's a good thing that I've got the Argos active and deploying a ridiculous amount of missiles on target.
Calculating.
So, essentially, what he's doing here is he's turning this into a little bit of a burn race. If he had all of his base stars active and his Argos active, this might have actually worked in his favour, and he might have had something very real to work with and going on. He's basically trying to burn down my Revenants and destroy them with his squadrons before they get cut down by mine. But what I can do is I can close into them at close range, and what that will do is it will screw with the Raiders' pathfinding, so they'll kind of get stuck close on the ship. So if you're ever being engaged by squadrons, if you want to minimise the amount of damage that you take, the best thing that you can do is turn into them as close as you can and as frequently as you can, and it will reduce the amount of time that they've got to actually fire on the ship and have guns aimed at the target, because they're having to constantly turn around, make a bit of range to come back in for the strafe. Whereas if you just run away from a squadron that's trying to shoot at you, then you'll basically give them a free full turn's worth of concentrated fire on you. And I didn't deploy all my missiles.
Confirmed.
Quickly,
By
Waggle.
your command. Confirmed. By your command.
There we go.
Projectiles bearing constant. Revenant hull compromised.
So yeah, as you can see, they're stuck trying to go around rather than actually firing on the ship. And especially with the war driver slowing them down. So I'm kind of free to just
Target
kind of
acquired.
crunch into the squadrons, as long as I...
Confirmed.
If anyone's familiar with the idea of pushing units
Confirmed.
to mess with the micro, it's basically what I'm doing. A tried and true tactic in strategy games for a long time. Where'd that 30 go? There it is. See, I would like to just go and close in on that base star and engage it with my Revenants, but if I do that, I'll be giving those squadrons free reign to open up on Revenant, which wouldn't be good.
Calculating.
But I'm hoping I'm dropping enough raw
Calculating.
missile power off the Argos to one-tap with the 9 salvos coming in.
Revenant hull compromised.
So those squadrons have had like a quarter of a turn of actively firing on the Revenant because I've continued to go into them. Poor base star. Poor base star. And again. That leaves these two over here, who are not being fired upon, with completely uninterrupted lines of fire. Right. 39 HP, we'll go for that one. Thank you. And here we see the Argos in their natural habitat, climbing above, getting ready to descend upon their prey, whilst the Revenants swim around bottom like sharks. You know what, War Driver, just shoot whoever, that's absolutely fine, you do you, War Driver.
Revenant hull compromised.
There's a very persistent base star.
Argos hull compromised.
Is that hitting the rear again? It's hitting the rear again. I didn't need the fire control anyway.
By your command.
Hey there, Kandromalek.
Confirmed.
Hope I pronounced that right. Probably didn't.
By your command. Launch sequence activated. By your command.
Kinda want to be cautious that the crossfire doesn't go into my armed Revenant, but it is diving, so it should be alright.
Revenant hull compromised.
Did I finally get... I finally got them all.
Confirmed.
Oh, just one thing left to do now.
Calculating.
So, the real question here that remains is, will the missiles get him, or will the Revenants get him? Let's find out. That'll be the missiles. Oh yeah. Right, so same thing as last time. I'm gonna run the replay for this match. Have a quick BRB whilst my next opponent preps their fleet in the room. Ginger, are you still around? Do we have a wild Ginger? Excellent. I'm going to run the replay on this, and then once the replays run through, I will hop in and I will join you. Hello, Jim Deadlock and BRB. Hello, 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 I am back. Ginger, if you are hovering around, whenever you'd like to throw the room up. What's up, Ginger? I leave that to your discretion, Ginger. I'm okay with either. But bear in mind, I've got about an hour left. Alright, I can work with that. Throw a room up, Ginger. Evil 6, a meme fleet. For example, if you're playing a 4K game, bringing 7 Serestus would be a pretty memey fleet. And oh, Lord above, he has gone for the 60-second turn time. Okay. Okay. Very well. What can I bring to a 60-second game? I know what I'm gonna bring. There you go. You or you. You'll do. I haven't bought this fleet for a while. So this is a 60-second turn timer game, so this is going to require a fair bit of focus, especially playing as silent. It's an interesting layout he's got going on there.
Distribution complete. Systems have been updated. Systems have been updated. Confirmed. Launching raiders. Calculating. Calculating.
That'll do. Nice and quick. Yeah, the meme style stuff is ridiculous fleet builds that are only truly effective if you catch someone completely off guard. Oh, that's a forward of 3 Revenants, that is. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, that's...
Calculating.
3 Argos, 3 Revenants, Arachne. What I'm getting from this. I may be in for a rough time.
Calculating. Confirmed. Confirmed. By your command.
That's gonna have to do. Waggle could lose here, Reefer. It is a 60-second game, and he's playing as Cylons, so if he's running Argos, 3 Revenants, and those are Torps. That's a lot of Torps. concern. I can't afford to take big salvos like that, so I'm gonna have to cut them down to more manageable chunks.
Confirmed. By your command.
I need a little light on the subject.
Confirmed. Calculating. By your command.
That'll have to do.
Projectiles bearing constant.
Oh yeah, those are revenants, alright. Those are most certainly revenants. I'm in for a bad day, TM. So the only real way that I'm going to win a gunfight here is if I can circle round and basically snipe
By your command.
the back end
Confirmed.
of his ships. But I really can't see it going well because Arachne just do not hold up towards revenants. Oh, and there goes the 60 seconds.
Hostile unit identified.
Oh, there's one target lock. There's two target lock. Alright, at least we can get missiles on something.
Confirmed.
If we can't get some attention.
Calculating.
Can I switch that over and get an ID on that for the accuracy? Yeah, I can.
Distribution complete. By
Uh-oh.
your command.
That was almost incredibly bad.
Hostile unit identified.
No, it still is. I spent all that time microing.
Cylon unit has
And
been
there's-
upgraded. Arachne hull compromised.
Yeah, trying to bring the Arachnes to a 60-second game was not smart. Doing this with 3 base stars and a Cerberus?
By your
I
command.
really can't see it.
Confirmed.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Oh, and you can just straight up turn around. Why not? Might as well join in on the squadrons. You roll.
Arachne hull compromised.
Torpedoes. Yeah, the Arachnes are wrecked.
Base star hull compromised. By your command.
So, basically at this point, it's no longer a case of I'm trying to win the match, but rather I'm just trying to take down as many as those Revenants and maybe the Arachne with me before I go. Without the 3 Arachne, there'd be no real way that I can win this engagement.
Calculating.
Let's get a bit more burst damage there for a turn. I'm real lucky, I might snipe the pair of them. No such luck. That's a lot of damage. If there's one thing you can rely on base stars to do, it's take some hits.
Launch sequence activated. Confirmed. By your command. Cerberus hull compromised.
Beep, 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 beep.
Squadron is offline.
Oof. At the very least, I'm taking these Revenants with me.
Calculating.
I'm assuming your bottom armor's seen better days. Yup. You know what? See, I'll take out this Revenant, this Arachne, but there's no real plan in place for dealing with the Argo, so I just kind of die to the Argos after this.
Hull compromised.
Yeah, there goes the Revenant. And the Arachne is getting torn apart by a lot of heavy guns. Is that a hostile war driver? Nope, it's my own.
Calculating. Confirmed.
Oh, no tech bag to power. Well, that'd do it, I guess. There we go. So I have won the battle, but not the war. If I'd have kept those extra 2 well, all 3 of my Arachne, let's face it, this thing's a train wreck. If I'd have kept them all in one piece, then I may have had something, but alas. Dems the rolls. show it.
Calculating.
You're not really... Oh, got no tech bay to use. Okay. How about you? Will you get anything out of that tech bay? Nope, tech bay's atrocious. Back to the hangar with you. Oh, that'll have to do. Hey, front armor's doing some work. Cerberus? Huh. Huh. Job on the scout and war driver.
Launch sequence activated. Confirmed.
There is
By
a
your
chance, a very dim chance, but a chance.
Confirmed. Projectiles bearing constant.
Yep. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Definitely getting some value out of that base star
hull
armor.
compromised.
Beep, 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 beep. Because you like, get that target ID'd for me. Well, rip navigation, I guess. So the issue here is as soon as you get in range, you're going to get sniped, so I can't use your front guns. Feels bad, but that's how it is.
Calculating.
And there goes the 60 seconds. Yeesh.
Projectiles bearing constant. Base star hull compromised. Squadron is offline.
Oh, gonna take a Cerberus. Oh, those are most certainly munitions coming at me.
Calculating.
With all of the grace you can muster, go my base stars. And we have a positive ID just before it went pop. Excellent. This will be quite something if I pull this win out.
Squadron is offline.
Go, go, gadget top armor. Do not have line of fire on.
Calculating.
Oh.
Confirmed.
Just keep that left armor towards the target. Be good. Should really repair that.
Base star hull compromised.
Now, if you'd like to get destroyed, that'd be nice.
Cylon unit has been terminated.
There goes a base star, that's less than ideal. And those are torpedoes. That's a lot of raiders.
Confirmed. By your command. Calculating.
There's enough actual munitions to pull this off. Like, the base stars have got enough on board to do this, but the problem is my raiders are about to tap out. Which means he's going to start intercepting any missiles that are fired, and the next guided salvo is going straight for that Arachne. Which means I need to present left side armor as that's the strongest. You've got full engineering, very
Systems
good.
have been updated. Cerberus hull compromised.
And good day, Cerberus.
Confirmed.
We've got 2 turns to get into range and start dealing real damage. And I don't think I've actually got enough physical actions after all for raw damage. I believe he'll have this because he can simply outchase me, escape me, as it were, with the Argos, whilst dealing consistent damage. I need right side arm.
By your command. Calculating.
Oh, so much for the left
By
arm.
your command.
Yeah, if I didn't mess up with the Arachne, I'd have been fine. Very, very shaky, but I would have been fine. It's unfortunate, but that's part of the pressure of the 60-second games, making sure you don't make silly mistakes like that. Right arm is doing work, very good. He turning into me. Torpedoes are ready.
By your command. Calculating. By your command.
I don't think I've got anyone lined up after Ginger. How much time have I got to play with? I've got about half an hour left. I could maybe do a shenanigans fueled 4K game
Confirmed.
after this. Pop, pop, pop.
Squadron is offline.
Guided munitions are incoming. Make sure that front armor doesn't get hit. Bit of a tall order, admittedly.
Calculating. Confirmed.
Well, that's less of the munitions. And once again, I find myself in the position of chasing someone down with base stars, which never ceases to entertain me.
Base star hull compromised.
There's the missiles.
Projectiles bearing constant. Cerberus hull compromised.
Come on, left armor. Ooh, I've got plenty of rear armor. Should probably use it. Let's flick that rear armor out at him. Keep up the fire. And Vanguard, you can have a go, sure. Though it'll have to be a 4K game, and preferably not something that plays the long game hard. It is really down to this Arachne and how well I can micro it to keep the armor on target. No pressure. No pressure. Come on, little Arachne.
Cerberus hull compromised.
Got through the left armor. Unfortunate. Should have flicked the armor harder. Great, I gotta chase him down with a pair of base stars. He's just gonna DPS me to death at this point.
Systems have been updated.
Yeah, base stars just don't have that same punch that Cerberus do. The guns are so spread out on the bottom and the top. There's this massive gap here where fighters can just sit in and be protected. So now all he's got to do is stay at max range, reload his munitions, and he can pull me apart piece by piece.
Calculating. Base star hull compromised.
Beep, 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 beep. Where's the navigation? It's on the front, yeah. I really don't want to take those to the front then. Don't mind.
Confirmed.
Okay, I'm not going to have you outdive me as well as outrun me. That won't do. But yeah, hit something a bit more non-essential like the hangar. That'd be nice. Just so you know, Joker, I am not unbeatable.
Base star hull compromised.
I've had my share of losses over my time playing Deadlock. And especially 60-second games of the way that they are, there's just...
Calculating.
There's so much to stay on top of doing an 8K 60-second game.
Projectiles bearing constant. Base star hull compromised.
There's the torps. Stop showing the front! Not like this! There,
Confirmed.
Spin the back.
Calculating.
Do that instead.
Calculating.
Yeah, just throwing it out there, I have yet to have a loss with that tournament fleet
Base
that
star
I've used.
hull compromised.
And I've played quite a lot of games with the tournament fleet. Just about everyone knows what it is at this point. My 3 Argos, 3 Revenant, 1 Nemesis. I really can't think of a colonial fleet joker that would put down my Cylon tournament. Because with the range advantage that Cylons have over colonials, and the ability to shred the Viper advantage by just using the Revenant guns, I really can't see colonials doing it. Spin. So majestic. Now will you actually get the rear armor on target this time? Ouch, 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 ouch.
Base
Not
star
looking
hull
like it.
compromised.
Base star hull compromised. Really? I had not noticed. Oh yeah, this base Starfleet is pretty beatable, especially because it's using Arachne. I mean, if I loaded it up with Revenants instead of Arachne, then it would
Base star
probably
hull
be a pretty strong
compromised.
fleet, actually. Just realised that's pointing that way. It is literally skidding at him.
Confirmed.
Are we there yet? Not even close. Stop running away, Ginger, come back. The issue is as soon as I get into firing range, you can just FTL out, and that's like another, what, 2 or 3 turns worth of catching up I'd have to do.
Base star hull compromised.
Poor base star.
Confirmed.
He probably could just jump into both of my base stars and hit
Base
both of
star
them,
hull
but there would be
compromised.
absolutely no reason to do that, because he can just keep on running away and keep on ranging.
Confirmed.
In fact, I'm kind of curious as to why he hasn't directly ran away. I mean, he's got the map space for it. So for example, if Ginger wanted to really put the nail in the coffin, as it were, all they'd have to do is pull his raiders away. See, there it is. Pull his raiders away at the angle of the fire control system on the base star, and then do a hard strafe in, disable the fire control system, and then they'd basically be absolutely blue, period. Yeah, I'm on base star, I believe.
Base star hull compromised.
Right, in the interests of getting that 4K game in with Vanguard, I am going to concede this one. There is physically no way that I can win this anyway, so... So GG to Ginger. Right, and because I've exited out of the match, there's no replay for it, but half of that replay would be just frantically chasing after the last ships anyhow. There's Vanguard, he's got the 4K room up. Right, I need something quick, dirty and memey to throw at him. That would be unkind, let's not throw that. I had something in mind. Okay, that'll do. That should be appropriately silly. GG Ginger, cheers for the match. Got a little bit derpy.
Systems have been updated.
So, here's a thing about a new Cargos.
Confirmed.
You don't actually have to power the fire control system. In fact, you only need to put, what, 1 point of power into it to make sure that the nukes fire.
Distribution complete. Calculating. Launching war drivers.
Driver rate. Okay. Okay. See what he's got. Oh, that's hilarious. Welp, guess who's firing them off
By
now?
your command. Calculating.
there. I actually want to keep you... Oh no, I've thrown myself directly into the line of fire.
Confirmed.
So, because I didn't know what his fleet was, I dove right into that. As it turns out, because he's got absolutely no AMD at all. I do not need to do that in the slightest. I don't need that. Do need that. Will want that. And just a smidgen of power on fire control, and let's try a better jump than that, shall we? See you later. What's up, Ginger? And go. Run, my Cerestus, run! Oof.
Cerastes hull compromised.
If you could hold those for me, that'd be great. Now all I gotta do is run away. Just absolutely leg it. And wait 6 turns for them to resupply.
Calculating.
Oof, goodbye engineering. I do kind of want that back. Using that. So, this fleet that I've got, the Argos and 2 Cerestis, is a true all-or-nothing style fleet. So what I was going to do was I deployed everything as far forward as possible, and I was going to fly the Argos right at his fleet, do an FTL jump, get straight on top of him, and deploy all 3 nukes at such a range that he can't intercept them. As it turns out, he has no squadrons, he has no AMD of any description, so now that I've seen that, all I've got to do is turn away, deploy nukes, wait for the resupply, and do it again. Might even see a bit of splash. Yep. So, nukes in a small area around them, they do splash damage. Because the Argos was that close to the Revenant, it's shaved off the entirety of its top armour, done some hull, and it's damaged its tech bay somewhat. If he fully powers his engineering, he should actually survive that like this one has. Run away, Argos! And Cerestis. So these Cerestis, they basically exist to just stay alive now. They're not going to be able to directly engage them.
By your command.
And I see no reason to divert from that subsystem strength, I guess.
Systems have been updated.
Just keep on running. If he can catch the Argos within the next 4 turns, he'll win. There's not a lot the squadrons can do. They'll just get eaten alive by the Revenant's guns if they try. the only blind spot of the Revenant is directly behind it, here in this small gap, where the top guns and the bottom guns can't hit anything. But even then, you can't really stay there because the Revenant is so manoeuvrable. So they've just got a blanket anti-aircraft fire, basically. So my 3 squadrons that I do have are not really going to contribute anything to this. It is really all about getting the Argos away and deploying those nukes. And pop!
Confirmed.
I mean, I can try to engage, just out of principle, I suppose. Sure, why not?
Calculating.
Let's keep his guns busy, maybe hack him a little. Oh yeah, those war drivers getting completely mulched. Those Revenants are really catching up. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of artful spinning because the fire control system is on the rear, and I don't need him disabling that. I really could do without that.
Calculating. By your command.
Oh yeah, that's gun range. Turn quickly.
Squadron is offline. Argos hull compromised.
Ah, tac drum's back online. Excellent. Excuse me, Argos has got places to be. And the range here is 4K. Yeah, they are well in gun range.
Confirmed.
Let's see if you can disable it in time.
Argos hull compromised.
Anytime you like. Thank you. Come on, come on. 1, 2, and 3. Tubes are hot.
By your command. Calculating. Systems have been updated.
None of these systems seem important. All that's important is dropping nukes.
Argos hull compromised.
1, 2, 3. They're in the air. And I should really keep the Cerestus out of arm's reach, because those two, that one especially, may survive the nuke. So I'll need the Cerestus to play mop up. Oh, right, no engineering. Okay, never mind. Didn't need it anyway.
Confirmed. Argos hull compromised.
Pop. Pop.
Argos unit offline.
Local Revenant really doesn't... There we go. And now it's all down to the squadrons and the Cerestus. Which I'm sure the Cerestus are capable of cutting 14 HP of Revenant. At least you'd hope so. Go my Cerestus, go my Raiders. Good lord. That's a concerning amount of return fire.
Offline.
Please stop, not like this. Squadron is offline. Revenant half-assedly puts down my prototype squad. I would like to show the rear armor, but there's no rear armor to speak of, so...
Confirmed.
Hard turn. Just get through the left armor. Come on, you can do it. Hey! It's a lot of damage. Right, on that note, I've actually gone over a little bit, so I'm gonna have to wrap up here. I don't think I got time for the replay. But... Vanguard, I said it had to be a quick match. You should have expected shenanigans. Peek on Discord. You're right, Vanguard, just one Raider squadron, and you'd have had that. That's all it would have took. That's why it is very much an all-or-nothing fleet. If you've got any kind of AMD, you're fine. If you've neglected your AMD, that fleet will do nasty things to it. Which As someone asked, what is a meme fleet? Well, that'd be an example of such a fleet. It can absolutely wreck a potentially unprepared fleet, but any fleet that's kind of got something for everything, that's well-rounded, that's prepared, will just completely shut it down, and then overpower it because its gimmick hasn't worked. But anyhow, it's time to wrap up, so thank you very much for the games, guys. I imagine I'll be streaming again, not sure if it's going to be next week, but we'll see. I'll be sure to let you all know if I do. But otherwise, this has been Sir Wagglepuss III playing Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, and glad to have had you all here. You all enjoy your weekend. Peace out.